In the century of G1, otherwise known as cell growth, the country of plant cells grows and grows to a mature size. When the country has grown large enough, it is time to begin the century of S. Proteins that regulate this part of the process is called the cell growth checkpoint. Fe trinket acts as the DNA repair enzymes in the DNA synthesis checkpoint to make sure the DNAs are replicated. The century of S begins, where DNA is synthesized and two identical DNAs are formed.
Peter DNA, you are chosen as first tribute.
No, my twin, don't volunteer.
Don't worry, we can do this together.
Finally, the century of G2 arises, as the country of plant cells prepares for the 30-second cell division games. Most cells are not able to copy DNA and leave the cycle during the century of G0. The era of interface includes these three main phases, which are part of the cell cycle and is the time between cell divisions.
We are now in the era of mitosis, and the first stage you, DNAs, must go through is the training, which will be held by the nuclear membrane that is surrounding you. You are all going to be tightened and shortened into chromosomes. You, Peter 1 DNA, will now be called Peter 1 chromosome, and you will now be called Peter 2 chromosome. And you two must stay together by the centromere.
President Snow is taking care of the centrosomes in our country, the plant cells, and we don't have centrioles. The country of animal cells, however, have centrosomes that contain a pair of small cylindrical bodies called centrioles.
Then those structures next to them must be the connecticore fibers, which attach to the protein called connecticore to extend to the chromosomes, and the audience over there watching us must be the polar fibers, which extend across the dividing cell but not directly touch the chromosomes.
Yep, they're both types of spindle fibers which radiate from the centrosomes in preparation for metaphase.
Now, as a tradition of prophase, which is the first stage of the era of mitosis, we will take away the nuclear membranes surrounding you, which means they will break down and disappear until the era of telophase.
That means we're going to move towards opposite poles of the cell, and the spindle fibers are going to radiate from the centrosomes as they separate.
Now starts metaphase. Kinetitors, please gather all chromosomes to the center and hold them in place.
Oh my god, Peter 2 chromosome. I think it's time for anaphase. They're going to separate us and we're going to go to opposite poles.
You're right. And then we're going to go through the era of telophase, where we're going to lose our power again and become less light.
Yup, and the spindle fibers are going back to the centrosomes. Oh, there comes our trainers, the nuclear envelope again.
Now, as soon as the wall breaks apart and divides into two separate cells, let the annual cell division games begin. Happy cell division games, and may the odds be ever in your favor.
This is the mitosis checkpoint, where the bomb will signal the cells to re-enter the century, G1. Also, though the cell division games takes place in a eukaryotic continent, there is also a prokaryotic continent that goes through binary fission, which includes the copying of DNA and the splitting of the cell into two identical cells, not going through mitosis.